Hey, it's Skip, and today I'm going to teach you my house rules for a little card game called 99. This is a counting game in which players are trying to play cards from their hand without making the count total go over 99. This is a player elimination game. Once a player has busted by making the count go over 99 three times, they are out of the game. The last player remaining wins. Let's dive in and see how to play. In order to play 99 with 2 to 4 players, you just need a single deck, including jokers, and then enough chips for each player to get 3. If you're going to play with more than 4, you'll need a second deck. For my house rules, aces can be 1 or 11, 9s make the total 99, 10s deduct 10 from the count total, jacks are reverses, so the total stays the same, and play reverses direction. Queens are pass me bys. So again, the total will remain the same and the next player will go. Kings are duds. They cannot be played. And we'll talk about how those work here in a second. Jokers also keep the count total the same, but the next player must play 2 cards, and there are a couple special rules for how that works. As I mentioned, kings are dud cards. They cannot be played. So once you get them in your hand, you are stuck with them. And you are at a disadvantage because instead of having a full 3-card hand, in this case, we only have 2 active cards that we can use. If, and only if, you manage to get 3 kings in hand, can you trade them in and draw 3 new cards. The 3 kings should be shuffled back into the deck, so they are distributed amongst the stock. When a joker is played, the count total stays the same, and the next player must play 2 cards. Face cards cannot be played on a joker. Now to play the 2 cards, what a player will do is play a card, say the new count total, draw, play another card, say the new count total, and draw. If a player busts while doing this, the bust is resolved immediately and play continues as normal. To set up for the game, determine a dealer, deal out 3 cards to each player, make sure there are 3 chips for each player, place the rest of the cards face down to form the stock, and turn the top card over to begin the count pile. If an action card is turned over, the action occurs. So if a 9 were flipped to begin the count pile, our total would start at 99. If a jack or a queen is turned over, the count total begins at 0. With a jack, play would go to the right instead of the left, and with a queen, play would just begin like normal with a starting count of 0. And of course, if a joker is flipped up, the next player is going to have to play 2 cards. If an ace is turned up, then the dealer gets to choose the starting count as 1 or 11. And if a king is turned up, the dealer must pick up the king, add it to their hand, and replace it with 1 card from their hand. After setup, play may begin, and the player left of the dealer will begin. They can choose any card from their hand to add to the total, and they will announce the new total. So they are going to just play their 4. The new total is 11. They draw a card to replace the one they played, and play passes left. This player chooses to play their 8, and the new total is 19. They draw. Our next player chooses to play a 9. The total is now 99. They draw to replace that card. Play passes. Our next player must be able to either pass the buck on to another player or they will bust. They have a couple options. They can reverse it or they can actually reduce the total by 10. So they're going to go ahead and play the jack and reverse it. The total is 99. They draw a card to replace it. So play goes back to the right. So this player must play one of their action cards or they will bust. So they're going to go ahead and play their queen, which has the total just pass them by. They draw to replace that card. The total is 99, and our player at the top of the screen is going to go ahead and reverse it right back. Draw a card to replace that one. Ooh, they got a king. Our player here at the right side of the screen goes again. So they're going to go ahead and play their 9. Draw a card to replace it. Ooh, a dud card for them. Our player here at the bottom of the screen is going to be extra mean. Play the joker on the total of 99. Draw a card to replace it. Now our next player must play 2 cards. They are unable to play anything they have just busted. So they're going to go ahead and turn in one of their chips. You can just throw it off to the side. And now it's time to reset after the bust. Now, to reset the count after a player busts, you take the count pile, turn it over, and put it underneath the stock. Turn a new count card over, and play continues from the player who busted. Our count total is 99, and now our player here at the top of the screen must go. They are going to play their 10. That is their only option. That brings the total down to 89. And play like that continues until a player loses all of their chips. When that happens, they are out of the game. And the game continues until there is only one player remaining. The last player remaining with any chips is the winner. And that's how to play House 99. Now, if you'd like to print rules for this or read the rules, you can go over to my website, riffleshuffleandroll.com. They are available there. As you can see, it's a pretty simple game, but it is exciting nonetheless. Keep track of the count, play your action cards whenever you can, and be the last one remaining. This game works well for kids, for families, or for grown-ups who want to do a little gambling. If you're still with me at this point, I just want to thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit that thumbs up. Those are all super simple things, but they really help me out. Until next time, keep on playing.